Hello, this is Mr. Mizerek with another yard chat. Here I am in front of my guava tree and I want to do a little test. I want to determine if certain parts of this tree are living or if they are dead. And to do that, we could do something called the scratch test. You can do this with your fingernail. You can do this with a pair of pruners, but you want to find a branch or a stem and you want to use your fingernail to scratch off the top bark layer. Let's come up here where maybe the light will cooperate a little bit more. Okay, let's go ahead and scratch off this top layer with our fingernail. Okay, once we do that, we look underneath and we'll see that that layer underneath is brown. Okay, now let's compare that to another section. You might guess here, because of the green foliage, that this part is alive, but let's do a scratch test. Let's go ahead and use our fingernail to compare how this looks versus how that first one looks. If you look right there where I just scratched, right next to where my thumb is, you'll see there's a layer of green underneath. This is called the cambium layer. If the cambium is green, that means that this part of the tree is living. The cambium layer is the living part of a tree or plant. And this is where the cells are located that will make new branches and new leaves. If we come over back to our first branch here, as I scratch the surface, as you saw underneath that it was brown, that means that the cambium layer is no longer alive. This part of my guava will not grow any further. In fact, I can do my final test here. I can snap off a piece of that guava tree and you'll see that it is very brittle and it breaks very easily. So if you want to determine, is the tree dormant, meaning did it just lose all of its leaves during the winter or summer, and is it still living underneath, or is it dead completely? You can do the scratch test with your fingernail. Go ahead, find a plant that has a bark and try it yourself. What color do you see underneath?